Well, hello, Cindy here. I am your host at Ask Cindy Connector Live. Make sure that you follow me on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Just look for Ask Cindy Connector Live. So, really quick, I want to do a really quick plug for a couple companies. Number one is StreamYard.com. If you are a small to medium sized business and you would like a video podcast just like this one, make sure that you go to StreamYard.com. And if you like to comment, go to streamyard.com/Facebook so we can see your comments. Today, I want to do a quick plug to National Day Calendar. It's Barbie Day, Crab Meat Day, Get Over It Day, and Meatball Day. I actually had the founder of National Day Calendar, Marlo. He was on a couple of weeks ago. And on Bucket List Coach Web Show tomorrow, we're going to have a couple of his staff members on. So I'm super excited about that. So a little bit about me, if you don't know me, I am a travel agent and I'm a podcaster. So about 10 years ago, one of my friends started calling me Ask Cindy Connector. I was passing a lot of referrals between our friends. 3 years ago, I started the Facebook brand, and now I am in live and in color with all my amazing sphere of influence. And I'm just doing this show to share what my friends have going on. I'm so excited today. First off, a big thank you to Julie Fallon. She is with Julie Talks Money. And I just want to thank her today for actually featuring my business, my Bucket List Coach Travel, about 3 weeks ago. So, Julie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Cindy. I'm really excited about this. And I'm really excited because you were on my show, as you said, and that was just too fun. I'm sure this will be fun, too.
Thank you. So tell my audience a little about yourself. Where are you from? You're originally from Chicago, right?
Right. Originally born and raised in Chicago, lived there for a number of years. And then I lived in Kansas for 13 years.
Oh, wow.
Did a little stint in Miami Beach also for about 6 months or so while I was working with an orchestra there. And then moved to Los Angeles, to Hollywood 20 years ago, 2020. I mean, 2000. Wow. It's hard to believe it. So I guess 21 years now. It's pretty amazing.
So you live in Hollywood now?
Right smack in the middle of Hollywood. I do, and I just love it. I love it. I'm a real estate agent, and I'm a money coach. And what that means, or a financial lifestyle coach, to be more precise. And what that means is that basically people who are having different challenges and issues in their financial life, or they want to learn how to grow more money, or they want to protect it, or they want to keep it from the tax man, I basically provide coaching for them on what to do with the money, or how to make it, grow it, keep it, and protect it.
So tell us a little bit, what actually got you excited to be a broadcaster and do online radio?
That's right. I'm so glad you mentioned that because I forgot that. I have a radio show also called Julie Talks Money. And essentially it is a twofold thing. It is so that some of the things that I talk about having to do with money can get out to more people and they can hear about it. And of course, also that helps to generate some coaching clients for me, because when people hear stuff on the radio, and these days the radio, just like with podcasts, it's international, right? You're not limited by your car radio like you used to be. It can be anyone. You can hear the show on TuneIn Radio, online at KMET AM 1490.com. Or just even on your phone. It's so simple to listen to it. And I've been on the radio now for a couple of years, and it was a partner who used to do radio that got me involved in that, suggested that I do the show. He'd had a very successful.
Your producer?
That's my producer. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Ken.
Right. He used to have a radio show for several years and an investment club, which I've also had. And he had a lot of people that were real estate investors that he was teaching. And he actually was one of the first people that I did a real estate deal with back in about 2008, I think it was, 2007.
Wow. So what did you want to talk about? You want to talk about networking today, or you want to talk about getting more people to your show to be a guest?
I'd love to talk about networking because I think that it's so key. And I love what you do as the connector because, we have all gone to bunches of networking meetings, gone to all kinds of different gatherings and events, and probably I have stacks of cards that I keep, and you feel like you've met somebody and it's networking, but it's not really networking the way you do it and the way you basically kind of teach it.
So would you like to talk about LinkedIn today? I think that's a really big factor, and as us as entrepreneurs to really know like how to connect with others on LinkedIn and not to send a link the minute you meet somebody. What is your tips for anybody who's marketing their small business on LinkedIn?
I absolutely agree with you, Cindy, that LinkedIn for business people is the number one place and the primo place to network with other people. And I also agree with you that, you shouldn't do something and send a link immediately. Um, One of the things I liked about LinkedIn is if I know I'm going to meet someone or talk with them in advance, I can get a sense of who they are and what they're interested in by going to their LinkedIn profile. You can check people out, see who they know that you might know. And, it's just a much more organic way of growing business and kind of
Mhm.
networking with people because you have that, I wouldn't say soft lead in, but it's kind of like that because you're already like a friend of a friend. Don't you think that that's always a little more powerful?
It is, and actually, I'll give you an example. About 2 to 3 weeks ago, someone messaged me. It's great being LinkedIn friends, and then a whole paragraph of her business. And I actually got
Wow.
a little candid with her. I said, just to let you know, I love to refer people, but that is not the way to start a relationship. I said, why don't we schedule a one-on-one? And yeah, and then
Mhm.
finally she said, yeah, you're right. I told her, I just can't do it that way. I mean, you're sending me a link to your business. I said, I could actually get you on my podcast. Let's
Mhm.
get to know each other. Let's build a relationship. So she said, okay, let's start over. So we started over. But a lot of marketers don't like that approach.
It
They
was
get
good that she was
upset.
open to that.
Hmm.
Because people do blast at you, don't they?
Hmm.
It's just kind of like would people do that in person? But and I definitely would say and recommend to people like you would, don't do that if you're sending somebody something from LinkedIn or a request to connect.
Well,
It's
like
kind
say
of
for
like
instance, yeah, if you
it's
meet somebody,
hmm
so what is your process of build that referral process? Like from day one, they friend you on LinkedIn. Can you tell my audience like what you do to connect with those people?
that's a great question. Sure, happy to. So when somebody asks to connect with me, I'm I wouldn't say exclusive, but I'm not one of those that's just trying to collect a bunch of people. I know
Mhm,
that there are those out there who do that, but like you, I want to be able to kind of have a conversation or a one-on-one, know who it is that I'm talking to. So
mhm,
before I just blindly accept, maybe I'll take a look at their profile. If they're sending me something that has absolutely nothing to do with what it is that I do or am interested in, especially something that might be in Saudi Arabia or another country. Yes,
yeah.
I can coach anybody anywhere, but not if I don't speak the language. Or if they're wanting to talk to me about their particular program or product that I
Mhm.
don't have any need for, and it's really kind of far out there, then I will respond to them and say, "Thank you for the invitation. It's very kind, but I decline because it's a waste of our time." Is essentially what
Actually, it
it is.
isn't. Do you know why?
Well, tell me what you think. I can tell
Because
you what I think.
everybody knows somebody. So if someone presents their business to me and say, for instance, it's not really for me, or I'm really not ready at that point in time. But
Hmm.
so if I meet someone today and I don't really get to know like what their product is, what if I see someone tomorrow or the next day who is actually looking for their product? So even I mean, I have a lot of friends like that where I've never done business with them, but I refer them. It may have not been a good fit for me, but it's a good fit for someone else. So then you're classified as the person who is the connector.
And I do agree with that,
Yeah.
Zephaniah, because it's always like, who do you know who, right?
Mhm,
People are
mhm,
always talking about that, and that is valuable. And I've had that happen too, as you have, where the next day somebody needs that. But then, of course, you also have those invitations in your website, in your LinkedIn feed. Do I want to refer them if I don't know them? Not really. Then I'm going to have and ask for the one-on-one conversation
exactly. You
with
have to
them.
have that initial one-on-one, and I've actually met people where I referred them the next day because I've had a rapport
Hmm.
right out of the gate. Like you and I think had rapport right out of the gate.
Yes, I
So,
agree. We did.
yeah. So there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I could refer people within 24 hours if I feel that. But a lot of times you really need to get to know the person, or you could even ask them, "Hey, do you have any referrals you could send? We just met. I really don't know you that well, But if
Hmm.
you have some client referrals, you can email or, Facebook Messenger over to me. I would love to see that. So that's even more powerful if they have referrals of people who have actually used their product or their service.
And I think that's good too. But when you're having a conversation with somebody at a networking
Mm.
meeting, you're not necessarily doing an elevator pitch, but you're still doing your little sort of introduction to yourself. And I find you can do that with LinkedIn too. After
Mhm.
you've had some kind of a conversation, then say, do you know anybody who is facing financial challenges? Or,
Exactly.
do you know anybody in your case, who's looking to travel soon, as soon as the pandemic is over, and then you go on to with a little bit of that, then you can get some referrals that way. But I think that one of the things that's so important is that you have credibility. And, you're not going to, somebody that is just contacting you has no credibility, or they don't with me until I have a conversation with them and really sort of know what they're doing. That
Exactly.
you
Because
have to
just
kind of,
typing isn't really good. I think what's really good,
hmm
especially in this day and age, is to do something like StreamYard or Zoom. So you're actually seeing
hmm
their mannerisms as you're talking to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. And the other thing too is that you and I both know, we've been on it long enough that you can tell when it's a virtual assistant who's typing the introduction and it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
the actual
And that
person
lady I
themselves.
talked to you about was one of those auto post thingies.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Ah.
it wasn't even her, just her system because it looked like it was kind of scripted, like it really
Hmm.
wasn't from somebody. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's another thing. And we're not even talking about the ones who say, "Oh, you're so pretty. I'd really like to get to know you. I know it's a business." Right? Yeah.
since you say that, I want to introduce you to my amazing friend Brad Gunham. He is with the Magic Brad Show. Definitely check him out on social media. And he says vibe enlightenment, alignment.
Alignment.
So,
That
yeah, he
meaning
is
that you wanted to have
absolutely amazing.
an alignment with the vibe of somebody else, like you and I had. He's talking about.
Yes,
Yeah,
because I
I
have
heard
that with
that.
him as well. Yeah, he has a gratitude show that he does. I believe it's Thursdays at 7 our time. So it's 9 o'clock his time. Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's neat.
Yeah.
I'd love to listen in on that sometime. You'll have to send that to me.
I
That'd be
will.
good.
Yeah, actually, if you
Okay.
follow the Magic Brad Show, you'll get a notification on Facebook. If you like his page and you follow his
Hmm.
page, you'll get a notification when he's about to go live.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
I do get a lot of those notifications. It's like, how do we fit them all in? That's a challenge. Now, as far as other networking and connecting, you and I know a couple people in common who are fantastic connectors, and networking through mailbox power is something that we share also. I
Yeah.
think that that's really an excellent way to develop a little bit more of a relationship with somebody. And those brownies are certainly yummy, I have to say.
So you didn't save the brownies. You ate them all.
I did. I saved the wrapper, but I did not run. Actually, I didn't. I offered it to somebody else, or half of one to somebody else and stuff. I, I personally use Facebook, LinkedIn more than Facebook, and I think you use Facebook more, don't you?
I
Or
use
equally?
Facebook, YouTube. I'm not really on Twitter that much anymore. My big thing right now is TikTok. Like Brad and I are doing
Hmm.
a lot of stuff on TikTok. So
Yep,
it's
it's a cool. It's a really blowing up as a marketing platform. It's fantastic.
well, especially for travel, it's really lucrative for travel because a lot of people have all these great like sounds in the background with their picture on their vacation or if they're upcoming vacation trip. And yeah, it's really really amazing. YouTube is something that's really great for our businesses. So
Have you
tell
done the
everybody about
TikTok
your
dance?
YouTube. What's that?
Have you done the TikTok dance on your
I've done
channel?
many. I haven't posted them though.
Oh, okay. Well, now that's something different. I'm gonna post them. Do that.
That's coming. That's coming.
Yep, I know. I'm thinking about that, doing that too, and it is a little bit daunting. I have to have the prep, but it's yet again another platform that has to be utilized, right?
How
And
about
one,
Clubhouse?
what's it? Clubhouse. I don't have an iPhone, so I
Oh,
am
me
not.
neither.
I think we talked about that because I was invited to join Clubhouse. I know that some people think it's a game changer. Um, I have you gotten onto it with your Android?
I heard that it was on Android last week. I was
Yeah.
misinformed with a Facebook group that I was on. So as of yet, no, it is not on Android.
Ah, okay.
But you will be the first to know. I'll let you know when that
Okay,
happens.
good. Because I know
Wow.
it's another one of those things that they're starting out with exclusivity, but no doubt before you know it, it's going to be open to everything and everybody. Uh, it's like Alignable. Do you use Alignable, or have you been on that at all?
I actually just got an invite for that, but truthfully, with between my travel show and this show and my client retention business, there isn't really that much time after that.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah,
think
I
I'm
think we
kind
have
of
to pick.
good with all the platforms right now. Well,
Yes,
until
especially if you're
Clubhouse
doing more
comes
with
back.
TikTok too. Right. Yeah, then there's, of course, there's WeChat, and there's WhatsApp, and some of the other things that are out there. It's possible. And it's so easy to get overwhelmed with everything. But
Mhm.
I think we have to kind of stick with it. Alignable works very well for me for local stuff and local business, and definitely the real estate component of my business, buying and
Okay.
selling and helping people with their real estate transactions and investment. LinkedIn, that is more for the coaching and for the parts of the financial advising and financial coaching kind of thing. Because I mean, I definitely could sell or help people buy in other states. And I am connected through my network to so many fantastic people, fantastic agents, a lot of whom have been guests on my show too.
Wow.
And we have a big referral basis going back and forth. You know, that's actually a revenue producer.
So have you joined the group on Facebook? It's called Leaving California.
No,
That would
I've
be a
looked
really
at it.
good group. If you're connected, say if someone wants to move to Idaho or Texas, you could connect with people
Hmm.
in there who are looking to relocate for relocation
Yep, I should
service.
check that out because I
Yeah.
do have agents in both those places. Matter of fact, one of the agents that I work with is a top agent in Idaho and the Boise area, and she monitors that group. She goes into that, and she's in it, I think, too. I
Oh, she
found it.
is. Okay.
Hmm. I read a report the other day that said actually there are more people moving into California right now than moving out.
Really?
So that's a good thing too. But you know, it depends on who you read, what you look at. But it's always going to be, you know, some kind of a dynamic flow, both in and out, which is definitely good for real estate business. You know. And of course, a lot of people become friends, you know, clients, real estate clients, they become friends too.
Mhm.
And that's what I like too, as opposed to just saying, okay, we've done a little business now. I'll see you. Bye.
Mhm. Well, that's kind of where the mailbox power comes into play. So when
Mm-hmm.
you sell a home or you close a deal on financial services, you have to constantly be in touch with them because you want to be know, liked, trust, and remembered. And that know, like,
Mm-hmm.
and trust is really awesome and it's really amazing, but it's so key for people to remember us. So what is your take on that?
I agree with you with mailbox power or gratitude marketing and anything with keeping yourself top of mind. What I love about that is you can also do campaigns with postcards, you know, and sometimes a simple postcard is uh, is more powerful than certainly any kind of a follow up email because that could get lost and drowned somewhere.
Exactly.
You know, I read today, George Clooney has been in the news today. I don't know why, but, you know, I guess he did an interview. And he said that he and his wife used to write letters to each other. And they still actually write letters like every month to one another because
Oh,
they still
really?
believe, and they'll maybe leave it under a pillow or on a table somewhere because he says he believes that the written word in a physical thing like a postcard, you know, or a letter is more powerful. And I agree. I think so too. And I think that that's one of the cool things about mailbox power is something coming into your mailbox is a lot more powerful, you know, and it's something that's there and it's tangible and, you know, you can look at it, you can hold it, you can, you know, reread it. And the personalized cards you can do with mailbox power, as you did with me, you know, and with the show, the fixers, that's even more fun.
Yeah, so next you're gonna be getting a mug,
Ooh,
a very
that,
special mug for Miss Julie. So
wow,
I
I
have
can't wait to see
about
that.
1 minute left. Any
Hmm.
kind of marketing or networking tips that you have? Let's say for someone that's in our age bracket, they're just, they've worked corporate and now they're starting their own small business. What do you
Hmm.
recommend?
I recommend education because, like everything else, you have to get a little bit uh, educated about what it is that you want to do. And there's so many other people and programs out there. I would say figure out what it is your niche is and what you want to do. Find somebody who can be a mentor, and then you know there are so many people that do affiliate marketing and they borrow somebody else's list. And I'm not saying that, but if you are connected with somebody through a networking group or you haven't in the past call them up. Tell them what you're doing. Tell them about the business that you want to do, and ask them if they know anybody who would be interested in that. And then that starts your own sort of viral telephone, word of mouth, like the old days, shall we
Yeah.
say? That.
Yeah, because now what's really big is video. So instead of sending someone an email, we make a phone call or we send a video. I mean, I do very little email. I actually was connecting with a realtor yesterday who came to my house doing cold marketing, and but his business card didn't have his address on there, and he must be a new realtor because I couldn't find him anywhere here in Orange County. So
Oh my
I left
gosh.
a voicemail. Yeah.
Not even the brokerage address? That's interesting.
Well, the brokerage is kind of corporate, so it's like
Yeah.
wide. Yeah.
Yeah, hard to find them. That's not good either. Make sure that people can identify you, and have a way of getting hold of you. I mean, that's one of the key things, right? You have a business card that's a physical one, name,
Yeah.
address, or at least your city, phone number, and a web address. Definitely do that.
Yeah.
And then I would find somebody like you as a connector, is a fantastic connector. And I think that people, really like to connect others, especially women. So they say, hey, I know somebody who might be able to use your services, or I know somebody might be interested in mailbox power. You should call this person. I just did that last night for somebody who called me from
Wow.
a referral, and I referred it to somebody else.
Well, that's so awesome. Well, I want to go a little bit over because I think there's one more thing that I want to talk
Okay.
about and I want to ask you about when we're able to do the belly to belly networking again. What is your number one tip when you're at, let's say, a chamber mixer or some kind of networking event where there's multiple people in the room? What's your best tip?
My best tip is to go in knowing who it is that you want to talk to, and decide. And people, when they stand up and introduce themselves, as so often they do at different networking things, kind of eyeball and pinpoint, oh yeah, I think that person I want to talk to. And then be very targeted in your networking, because you can get really drawn into talking to a bunch of people that, well, with mailbox power, you can do anything, right? And anybody can be a customer or a client and stuff. But, you can't be just the kind of person who's a pinball machine, and bouncing from one person to the other and trying to collect as many cards as you can. And be interested in somebody else. That's the main thing, be interested in somebody else. Ask them what it is that they do and really listen and comment on it. Don't be in such a rush to just go, well, I blah, 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 blah.
Well, this is very powerful. So I've actually started doing this probably around 15 years ago. When I go to a chamber or a networking event, I have it be about them. So I work the room and I'm looking for two people to connect to another person. And they'll say, well, hey, I want to get to know about you. I said, we can meet in a couple of days. We'll meet for coffee. I said, but today I'm going to connect you to somebody. So I think that's really important. And going back to being the connector, because if you're the connector, they're going to reach out to you because, say, for instance, they had closed business with the two people that you introduced them to.
That's
even
incredible. That's a very strong tip.
I'll walk up to complete strangers and say, hey, there's two people I want to introduce you today. What is your best referral? I said, I'll be back. And then I work the room.
And then you work the room some more.
And then I come back. Yeah. So that's a good little nugget for you if you're interested in doing something like that.
That's a great nugget. And I can't wait till we can do that in person
butterfly.
again.
You can't really be a shy person. It doesn't really work for the introvert, but the extrovert, yeah, it's a really good way to get your name out there as being the connector. Because a lot of people, they're all about them. They don't really think of other people. And if you spend at least 1 hour, let's say on Mondays, going through your phone and texting or call people and saying, hey, there's someone I want to connect you to today. What are you looking for? How could I help you? Just step aside from your own business for a minute, for 1 hour.
That's an excellent tip also. That's very powerful, Cindy. Yeah. That's good because definitely have met people through the chamber, same kind of thing. You tell them, oh, I know somebody, just talk to somebody, use that. There was one chamber meeting I went to and this guy was telling about everybody, how you get on their Instagram and how you get their feed. And so they were walking around with their phones, here doing, read my QR code, read the code, read that code. And then they kept doing that and they were looking at the phone and they didn't really look at the person. And they had no idea what that person did. They were just trying to grab their QR code and their name to put them on their list of followers. And to me, that was, I guess it was okay for them, but to me, it was kind of pointless because all you are is gathering numbers and names. You have no relationship there. So like you said, no, I'm here. We can get coffee. We can talk in a couple days. And that's what you're there
Yeah.
for, right? So that
Yeah.
you can
It's
open the
about me later
conversation.
and it's about you right now. Yeah.
Hmm. Right. We'll open the
So,
dialogue now, but we pick it up in a couple days. Yeah.
mhm.
I
Yeah.
love that. On Mondays, set aside an hour. That's very
Marketing
powerful.
Mondays. Mhm.
Hmm.
Even if you just do 20 minutes, you don't have to do an hour. Actually, a couple years ago, I was making 100 phone calls every Monday. And of course, that was way too much to do.
Yeah,
So now I
definitely.
do 1 hour.
Yes, like so many
Yeah.
things, you have to have it calendared and have a timetable.
Mhm.
And what I find, and I don't know, do you find too that if you do make those phone calls, more people are open to them or welcome to them because they're shut into their house or locked down or not at meetings?
I don't, a lot of people want to go back to the belly though. It's kind of nice being out. And I mean, I work from home, so for me it's no big deal, but a lot of people, they want to go back to their offices, they want to go have lunch with their friends. I mean, I'm,
Hmm.
I'm still doing, and that's another really good tip as well. It's really great connecting with people on social media, but take the time, find a restaurant that's open and go out and have a great time and not really talk about business, but just getting to know each other, having a great, like my, a really good friend of mine up here in or down here in Orange County. We went out with another friend and his wife. We just
Hmm.
enjoyed her birthday. We just celebrated the birthday. It wasn't about business. We actually were looking on a couple of websites and stuff for travel because he was telling me about this vacation that him and his wife took as a retreat in Rosarito
Hmm.
several years back.
Wow.
So we were looking at that and we are just enjoying the food and yeah, it was amazing.
No, that's where you build the know, like, and trust element, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I believe in that. Make a friend. It's not necessarily a business client because then you're gonna have a better idea of what it is they want, especially with the travel area.
Exactly. Yes.
Hmm.
So is there
Definitely
anything
do
else
that.
before we close out? I'm going to put you in the green room and then I'm going to close out.
No, I don't think I would have anything else to add except thank you so much again for letting me be on this. This is fun. It's always neat to talk about networking. And I do what I do and I did with the real estate clubs because I wanted to connect other people one to another. And I still do as well. So we need to start talking a little more about who we know with each other
Hmm.
and
That would be great.
who can
And
use business.
actually, I would love to have you on the show like once a month. Would that be
Yeah.
doable for you?
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, love that.
Yeah. And next time we could talk about financial. And I
Works
think
for me
that's
always.
really, really important, especially dealing with a parent who didn't take care of her financial. So, yeah.
Yes, I encounter that a lot. Hmm.
Yes. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
gonna I'm
challenge
gonna
for
put
sure.
you in the green room, and I'll see you
Okay.
there just in about 30 seconds.
All
Thank you
right,
so much,
great.
Julie.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you,
Bye
Cindy.
bye.
Bye bye.
Well, there you go, guys. Make sure that you follow Julie. Let's get her more subscribers. Go to youtube.com and type in Julie Talks Money. And next on the show, I have a couple of really amazing powerhouses. So make sure that you stay tuned on 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So I have my friend Malik at 2 o'clock, and he's actually talking about picture thinking. And at 3 o'clock, I have my friend John Johnson from the John Johnson Show, and he's going to talk about this amazing water that you definitely need to have as a part of your life. So we'll see you very soon. Have a wonderful day. Woohoo!